When you're trying to break into the DIY space, painting is an awesome place to start. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys from start to finish how to paint your side garage door. This is a great place to start because you break into the nitty-gritty stuff about painting. I'm going to show you what materials to get, what types of paint, and certain techniques to ensure that you get a great result. And also, this is the first part of a series about painting and all things DIY, so make sure you follow for more. Alright, let's get into it. So today, we're tackling a project that can instantly boost your home's curb appeal. Painting a garage side door. This might seem like a small project, but trust me, it's one of those details that can make a huge difference in how you view your home. Plus, it's the perfect weekend project for any DIY enthusiast. I'm just going to start with a list of things that you will need and some of my favorite brands overlaid on the screen. So here's your materials checklist. You'll need some exterior paint. 1 quart is usually sufficient for a side door, but you could err on 1 gallon. You'll need exterior primer, paint brushes. Typically I go with a 4-inch. I like Purdy or Wooster. You'll need small rollers, so a 4-inch roller, sandpaper, 220 grit, drop cloths, painter's tape. I'm also going to go over the cost comparisons real quick. So a professional job with labor is between $150 and $300. Materials $50 to $100. So the total professional cost is between $200 and $400. Now with the DIY cost, paint can be as low as $25 to $45 for a quart. Primer is $20 to $35. Tools and supplies $50 to $75. So you're looking at a total DIY cost of $95 to $155. So your potential savings on that are $105 to $245. So that's up to 60% less expensive. So here's where people mostly go wrong. They skip the prep. But proper preparation is crucial for exterior painting. Your door faces some tough conditions: sun, rain, temperature changes, and daily use. Good prep work ensures your paint job will last for years. Start by checking the weather forecast. You want a couple of dry days with temperatures between 50 to 85 Fahrenheit. Humidity matters too. Aim for a dry day with low humidity. Here's some tips for prep. Remove all hardware or tape it off. I'll show some clips of me doing that in a sec. Tape or take off your brackets and your door hardware. These brackets here need to be masked, and I'll show you guys how in just a sec. So you grab your blue tape, grab a section like that, and you overlay it onto the bracket. See how that goes over the bracket like that? You then take your box cutter knife and you cut along the seam just like that. So when you're done taping your brackets, it should look something like this. So just the bracket is covered. Then you can begin painting. Priming. It's basically your insurance policy. For exterior doors, primer isn't optional. It's essential. It helps everything adhere and stick better. Now when you're ready to start painting, this is where quality really matters. For a garage side door, you'll want exterior grade paint, weather resistant finishes, UV protection, mold and mildew resistance. That's what you'll want in your paint. Here's a pro tip: semi-gloss or gloss finishes work best for exterior side garage doors. They're more durable and easier to clean. Here's the strategy I like to use for the best results. When you're painting, you always start with the outside edge, as I did here. Now I'll show you a couple tips for the main face of the door. Get your roller with enough paint and start from the top. You just want to go about a quarter of the way down, then across like that. Now you've got some space to work with, and you just go from left to right, as I like to usually do. Now, when you're painting dark colors over white, you're typically going to need multiple coats. I always do 2 coats, regardless of the color. But you do a section like that and continue on, getting the same amount of paint on the roller all the way down the door. When you get to the hardware area, a smart thing to do is usually cut with a brush. That way you limit the amount of paint that you get in the tape. If you took the hardware off, don't worry about that. Make sure that you have everything masked off. This includes a drop cloth below the door. I typically like to slide it under. Your hardware is either taped or taken off. The brackets, I know it's hard to take off a side door, so those brackets that attach the side door to the garage, to the house, I like to tape, and you should have seen a clip earlier about that. Here's some application tips. Paint in the shade if possible, especially if it's a sunny day. Follow the wood grain. Keep a wet edge to avoid lap marks, or as I call them, roping. This means that you want to paint quickly and fast. It's okay if you have drips and stuff like that. You can roll them out with your roller. Moving quickly ensures that your finished coat is going to look as best as possible. Use light, even strokes. Here's some mistakes to avoid. Painting in direct sunlight. Skipping the cleaning setup. Using interior paint. Painting over loose or peeling paint. Not allowing proper drying time. Next, I'm going to go over maintenance tips and money saving tips. Here's some maintenance tips. Touch up any chips promptly. Inspect caulking annually. Keep hinges lubricated. And clean weather stripping regularly. Remember, a garage side door might seem like a small project, but it's often one of the first things people notice about your home. Taking the time to do it right will pay off in both appearance and durability. Here's a couple money saving tips before we finish up. Buy sample sizes if you only need a small amount. Look for paint store sales. Save leftover paint for touch-ups. Invest in quality brushes and clean them well. Again, Wooster and Purdy make great brushes. Think of it this way. This isn't just painting a door, it's upgrading your home's curb appeal for years to come. And the best part, you can knock it out in a weekend and save some serious cash in the process. If you've got any more questions about painting your garage door, drop them in the comments below, and I'll get to all of them that I can. Until next time, happy painting.